These guys come in and they leave. My son just had a kid that was working small sort, and he walked out in the middle of the shift. It's small sort. It's one of the easiest sorts. The kid left in his blue vest.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
What's going on, everybody? So today I have Rosie and Christine out of Local 63 in Southern California. And today we are going to be talking about basically the part-timers is a big subject right now. You know, Sean's on TV talking about part-time wages. We're pushing for higher part-time wages. And man, is this a divisive subject. I am getting calls from drivers pissed and upset. Why are we holding our contract for the part-timers? You know, I got the other side of the driver spectrum that is supporting the part-timers. It's very, very divisive. I'm not here to make a divisive show, but I want to present some facts to you so that you can make a decision for yourself. You know, is this worth holding out on? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, I've been with UPS for 24 years, almost 25 years. Back in 99, when I first started, I was in high school. It was $8.50 starting wages. And you know what? $8.50 back then, I was going around bragging to my friends that I was making $1.25 more than them. So that is not the case anymore, apparently, because the wages are so low that the company has to create this thing called market rate adjustment. And I brought Rosie on here to discuss what is a market rate adjustment.
So the market rate adjustment is actually, it's not in the contract. It is actually it's a pay rate that the company can use. Any company can use it. So it's not just UPS, but they use it to maintain or to bring in new employees. And because the rate right now is at $15.50, it's just bad. They can't maintain the staffing, especially in areas like the higher incomed, higher cost of living areas. They just can't, or the higher package volumed areas. They have to maintain the staffing, and they can't do it at $15.50.
Over in California right now, is the wages across the state all the same, or are there pockets where you're making more in different areas?
Some of them are making more in our own barn. You could be working next to somebody who's on A sort who might make a regular pay, and then the next person that comes in, they make the market rate adjustment, which is $3.50 higher than what your normal starting employees are.
We've gone all the way up to, I believe at one point we were up to 21.
Yeah.
We've gone down to 18 with a attendance bonus. They took away the attendance bonus and they put them up to 19. So they have fluctuated the pay over the last year in our own barn, where these guys, they don't know where they're coming or going as to where their pay is going to be. So tomorrow they could take away the $19 and put them back down to $15.50 because contractually that's where they're at.
So one of the things that someone sent me is some of the rates that they have in Seattle. So we're looking at rates of like 23.33 in one hub, 20.33 in another hub, 22 in another hub, 26 in another hub, and then they have a bonus where if you show up every day on time, you get $200 extra a week,
and you have to work your whole shift. Don't sugarcoat that, because I could show up every day on time and turn around and leave, but
yeah,
work your whole shift.
So the thing is that people have to understand that it's not right. If, like, let's say for instance, for the drivers out there, if I was working my shift making $41.50 an hour, and then I come to find out that the building next to me that is only 30 minutes away is making $60 an hour, you can see where people are getting angry. where you're doing the
Exactly.
same job for different wages. So with that being said, this can be actually used as a union busting tool for the company, can it not?
Absolutely. This is why it's such a problem, because what the company is doing is the company is bringing in these wages in in one hub on various sorts, and they're paying one sort with different seniority employees a higher wage that might have, like my son makes more money, and he's only been there like 2.5 years, than higher seniority part-timers on another sort, because of the sort that he just happens to be on. And my son understands that that's not right, but there's nothing he can do about it, because he just happens to be on the sort that he's on. So he's making more money and technically is violating the seniority and pay of a higher seniority employee. So, but the problem is that the employees aren't getting mad at the company, they're getting mad at the union. And when they were making the higher rate and the rate went down, the employees aren't getting mad at the company for taking it away. They're getting mad at the union for not doing anything. But a lot of this, and I don't necessarily want to defend the union, but a lot of this it's all new to us. We've never seen this before. This is not something that has been going on for a long time. So when the company started bringing this stuff in and taking the money away, we all had to figure out how to traverse this. I mean, this was even new to Christine and I. When we first heard about it, we thought that maybe this was in the MOUs inside the contract. We had to really do our homework to find out this isn't even contractual language that the company is absolutely using to divide the members. And the members need to not react to this, but we need to get rid of this.
So the thing is that I think a lot of people may not understand about this as well is if we push the MRAs out of the contract, what's going to end up happening if Sean and Fred negotiate a contract where they're only making $17.50, if you're making an MRA of $22 and they take that away and then now you're making $17.50, the management is going to go to those members and they're going to say, this is what your union did to you. And this is where it becomes a real issue, where basically now the union's the enemy and not your friend. And this can dissolve our union in general. So I know that there's a lot of people upset right now with how everything's going and everything else with this, but this is not the same UPS that I walked into 24 years ago. This is a completely different ballgame. The economy is messed up right now. The things are not the same price as they used to be, and basically what we're running into is that a lot of part-timers will walk into this place because it's not an easy place to work. It wasn't easy for me, 24 years ago, and it's definitely not easy today. This job has always been hard. We can all agree on that. But the problem is that when I worked, 24 years ago, it was hard, but at least I made a bit more. But right now, you can go work at Chipotle and off the street and make even more money than at UPS. Now let's talk about, you said that Forbes used to feature us as the top best jobs. What do you want to talk about that, Christine?
Forbes featured us. I remember when I started, there used to, and I think it's still there, a plaque, and it shows the cover of the Forbes magazine that we were on. And we've been on Forbes magazine for quite some time as the best employer for UPS, for part-timers, because we had significantly higher wages. We had a great benefit package. We offered a pension. And I don't think we've been on that list in many, many years.
No, since at least 2012. It was one of the best part-time jobs in the nation. It was something that UPS was not only proud of, but the Teamsters were proud of it because they had, fought for really good part-time jobs at that time for their members, but it had decayed over time and it became a place where it had become stagnant. And we all know this because the starting wage never changed. For 20 years, it stayed at like $8.50. and it really became stagnant. But we know the MRA isn't the solution, and the reason I say that is because even right now, if you talk to people that are in barns like our own barn at 19, or in ones like in Louisville or even Chicago where they have a higher MRA, we still have a huge turnover rate of 65%. These guys come in and they leave. My son just had a kid that was working small sort, and he walked out in the middle of the shift. It's small sort. It's one of the easiest sorts. The kid left in his blue vest. Like he's like, I'm not doing this for $19 an hour, because he can go to out here in California for $19 an hour. You can go to In-N-Out, McDonald's, like you said, Chipotle, and get a job.
Yeah.
You know, the MRA is not the solution. And if they're going to try and keep it, then we need to have language that fixes it for all the members in your barn.
We're a union company. You know, this is not something that makes the unions look good. When you come into a union shop, you got to pay dues, and then you're making less money than a non-union company down the road. I mean, this stuff needs to be fixed. So that's just my opinion of it. Listen, everybody watching, if you don't agree with the message, that's fine. You can leave a comment below. Everybody keep it clean. No attacking each other. But I just wanted to let people know about this stuff, because a lot of the people that have been working here 10, 20, 30 years don't even know that there's a market rate adjustment going on right now. They just assume that everything's the same, because let's be honest here, 20 years ago today, when I walk into that building, it feels very much the same. I can't tell you how many times I've walked through those doors and been like, yep, that's the UPS I know. But deep down underneath, you realize there's a whole lot of issues going on, and a lot of it has to deal with the pay. So, ladies, I appreciate you coming on. Check out the Tug and Mule Show on YouTube. I'll link it down below. You know, we do shout outs. Rosie, who do you want to shout out?
You know what? I want to do a
Perfect.
shout out to Dean Doss. And I would like to thank him for all the hard work he's done.
I will second that shout out.
All right, a double shout
Bye,
out.
Dean.
The double shout out to Dean Doss. I appreciate it. That's awesome.
on the
I'm
spot
gonna
like
do a
that.
quick shout out. Don't forget, everybody. New video coming out tomorrow, but I want to give a quick shout out to Anthony Rosario and Antoine Andrews for making it that Viagra ad that somehow made it viral. Anyways, I'll catch you later. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch ya. See ya. Love you. Bye.
Bye.